Hey guys, Merchant here for another in my series of Bukkit tutorials for admins. Remember, I'm just a novice, so I'm just giving you the info that I have. Today we're going to look at another part of Essentials. It's called the Group Manager, and it's going to take care of our permissions. And permissions you're going to have to give to each person so that they can use certain plugins. It's going to help with security, so it's really quite useful. So let's take a look at the config here. Okay, this is really kind of bare bones here, not a lot. The most important thing on this page is that depending on whatever your server is called, whether it be world or whatever name it is right there, you can make them connect. So everything in world, the users and groups are the same in nether and in the end. Okay, so yeah, global groups here, but we'll probably set them up per world, most likely. And it comes with some basic ones, like Essentials Builder, Essentials Moderator, but we can make our own and name them whatever we like. So let's go in here. Alright. Here's your default group right here. They cannot build. So let's make the default group builder. And they got default commands, Essentials Builder commands, and Townie Builder commands. Build is true. And we may want to change this prefix later on. We're not going to mess with it right now, but this is going to change the color of their game tag. At least it should. Yes, it should. Okay. So we're going to do, let's start up the server. Get run on there. Get Minecraft going. And I apologize for the all the stuff on my desktop. It's getting a little crazy. Just a moment. Sorry. Alright, there's our local server right there. Let's join in. I want to test and see what permission group I'm set in right now. We may want to change that. We may have to change that outside game, but let's see. Hold on. Let's just do a test here. Okay, it's not showing our permission group because we haven't formatted the chat yet. That's okay. If we do help here, I believe the first commands that show up, yep, these are the group commands right here. Add a player to a desired group. Manu add is one you're going to use a whole lot, probably. When people join the server, if you want to have them in like a guest group until they register on a website or something, then you'd use Manu add and then add them to the group you want to add them to. I believe what you want to do is you do Manu add and then the player's name and then the group you want to put them in. So it'd be like Manu add Merchant O'Death to admin or something. So got delete someone. Let's see, remove a user from the config. Probably don't want to use that much. You can add a whole group to the system, but you may want to create your groups in a text editor. It's probably easier that way. So let's take a look at some more commands. The most important ones. Okay, right here. This is quite important. Manually add group permissions. So it adds a permission to a group. So the way that would work is you put this command in, and then the group that you want to add it to. So let's say the group is builder, and you're adding a permission for, say, some plugin. Then you put the permission in that the plugin tells you the permission is, and you can delete them from the group with that command there. List all permissions for a group. That might be quite useful for checking certain things. Obviously, you guys can check all these commands yourself. Really, the biggest thing is just learning the most important commands, like adding permissions to a group, and then making sure you put the person into the correct group, and everything should work pretty good. Also, be careful when you're looking at plugins that you don't want to give them usually the permission that gives them every single permission. You want to find the permissions that just the players should have, and usually with a good plugin, they're going to have a specific permission that they'll say, okay, this is for basic players, and then you give that to them, and then this is for moderators, and this is for admins, for everything. And look for that stuff carefully on the plugins, and be careful who you give permissions to allow to use your permissions plugin, because then they can give themselves permissions for things they shouldn't have, and they can give other people permissions and cause all kinds of havoc within your server. I myself have been attacked by some hackers that have gotten the ability to make themselves op, where they have all permissions, and then they go and change people's groups and certain things. I'm not quite sure how they're doing it. I've decided to go ahead with a whitelist all the time. So now, if people want to come into my server, they have to join my website, ask to enter the server, and then I let them in. And really, that's the best way to have a server that's not going to have a whole bunch of troublemakers and be attacked by ad spam, hackers, griefers. You know, they've been placing lava and TNT and all kinds of stuff there. They're real scum. So, learn to use your permissions plugin carefully. There are, of course, other permission plugins you can use, including, I believe one of them is called Permission EX, and there are quite a few. Probably can Google and find quite a few of them. So use whichever one you like. Get to know the plugin's permissions as well as you can. Make sure you know that, because you're going to need it for all kinds of things you do down the road with your server. So I hope this has been a little helpful. Next time, I think we're going to take a look at the Heroes plugin, which should be pretty exciting, because we're going to start making classes and doing some fun stuff that'll really start to define exactly what our server is going to be. So I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.